Hey up guys, Burnout Culture here. Just thought I'd do something a little bit different, show you some emulation on this beautiful machine, this beautiful nostalgic machine that we all love and know as the NES, the Western version of the Famicom, which arrived in 1985, 2 years after the Jap version. It basically came about, born into fruition through success through the Game and Watch series, and I think we'll all agree it's very hard to overestimate just what an impact this machine has had on the gaming industry, and still sort of still influencing it, if you like, today through the little plumber Mario, etc., which is even now currently selling, as I speak, about a Happy Meal for my daughter. The franchise is still super strong. It's just absolutely fantastic. I mean, if we just think about some of the mascots that were born on this machine, aside from Mario, you got Mega Man, Link, Kirby, Simon Belmont. The list just goes on and on. Some of the franchises that sort of came to fruition on the machine, like Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest. It's just unbelievable. There's so many companies as well, developing companies, that are at the time quite small, simply made huge fortunes, all thanks to the NES. Like Konami, Namco, Hudson Soft. I was reading here, Konami's profits in 1987 were only $10 million, and by 1991 had rose to $300 million. It's just incredible. So I think what I'd like to do, I'm just going to look at a few standout games from standout developers. And tonight's we're going to look at an ex-speccy developer, Rare, which actually made 50 different titles for the NES over its time. And the first game we're going to look at was the second game that it made. It's a game called Wizards and Warriors. Quirky little game. It's good. It's good. But it's so bizarre and so much going on. But for the time, it was bloody brilliant, really. It's got really good graphics for the time. I feel it's quite a tough platformer. And you've got to sort of like use your brain a little bit, because there's puzzles and dead ends and what have you. It adds loads of different sequels, this. There's even one sort of a direct sequel called Fortress of Fear, which is on the Game Boy, and you can even get Wizards and Warriors 3 on the NES as well. I don't know about 2, but I've certainly seen Wizards and Warriors 3. But we'll look at this one first, and then we'll go through another 3. I'm going to do four by each developer. So tonight we'll quickly look at Wizards and Warriors, WWF WrestleMania, Snake Rattle and Roll, and Battletoads. So they're all by Rare as a developer. And like I say, Wizards and Warriors were one of the second game that they developed on the system. So I'll just jump cut to that. Quite a catchy little theme tune as well. Just like this, play a couple of for a minute or so. Same story, I'm afraid though, guys. You probably won't get to see much at game due to my usual standard of gaming, which is safe to say below par. But at least I'm not drunk tonight, but that won't matter in terms of standard anyway. But we'll have a look at it. So it looks like there's at least 5 or 6 levels, but so these doors keep opening in this tree, and you can literally jump through them, but and you collect these diamonds. I can't for the life of me. I mean, I ain't got any instructions on it. I mean, I guess I could look at the instructions, but I just can't really work out what the hell's going on and what half of the creatures are, for that matter. But I do like it. I think it's quite addictive. So you get keys. You can't seem to get into these treasure chests for whatever reason. I don't know how you get into them. You're basically jumping. They will come and get you though, these beasties. You can't sort of avoid them. You've got to basically kill them or be killed. Sorry about that pop-up. Let's just try and close that down. So annoying. Can't do a thing about it at the moment though. See if I can get into this again. Yeah, I don't know how to get into the treasure. It's tricky, really tricky actually to make decent progress. Oh, it's probably just because I'm terrible. I think the graphics are absolutely brilliant though for the time. I mean, 1987 this game, don't forget, so you know, we're still technically talking 8-bit system. If you were to, you know, I know we can't really compare to the speccy. I'm not going to do that, but it is good. Just go this side. Oh god, I can't do it. So, the door there. Let's go back into the forest. Too much going on for me to deal with. So that's like wow, proper tough. is my last life. I mean, I'm guessing you just have to keep trying to get as high as possible without being killed. If anyone's played this, tell me where I'm going wrong, please. Please do let me know. Oh, progress. I think that's like a freezes time for a few seconds though. Ah, right, I won't continue. You got the general gist of it, but it is a nice little quirky, addictive little game, is that? Right, we're going to move on to WWF next. Now this is a great little game, is this. Absolute smash when it was released back in 1987 by Rare, obviously, and its publisher Acclaim, who managed to keep that license for WWF for the next 10 years after this. Renowned for sort of having digitised representations of all famous sort of wrestlers from, you know, from back in the day, the ones that I remember when I was at school. Andre the Giant, you know, Hitman Hart, Bam Bam Bigelow, all them are on it. I'll show you in a minute, but it is quite, you know, fairly simplistic in terms of wrestling games, if you know, to compare it to today. But you can still have a laugh, real good laugh on it. I bet if I could play this on 2-player, it'd be absolutely brilliant. But as usual, I'm pretty poor on it. I can't seem to win it. It's quite tricky, but it's a right laugh. It's a right laugh. I'll show you it going now. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got the $1 Million Man. Let's have a look who else we've got. Bam Bam Bigelow. Honky Tonk Man. Randy Macho Man Savage. Andre the Giant. Should be Andre the Giant. 7'4". Look at the size of the giant. And there he is himself. I've got to be Hulk Hogan, haven't we? Let's be Hulk Hogan. Right, and then you can choose. You can even play. You can even fight another Hulk Hogan and have like different coloured outfits on. But who should we fight? Let's play Randy Macho Man Savage. Let's go for that. Look at Hulk Hogan. The only thing I don't get on this, I thought the first time I played it, but like the CPU's energy replenished a lot quicker than the players, you know, the players do. But I could be imagining that. What's that? I bet there's loads of special moves you can do in this, you know, that I just can't. That is beat a lot. Right, let's try again. We've got to have another bash, haven't we? Right, I'm going to be Andre the Giant. Stuff it. Those rubbish, I can't walk over. Right, Bom Bom Bigelow. Let's do this. Maybe it's about timing. Oh yeah, take that. Not much energy coming off it though. Look at my energy. Like I say though, if it were two players I bet it'd be a right lap. But he's nearly done that. You won't knock on Andre the Giant down that easy. God rest his soul. Yep, I'm toast again, I'm toast. Right, let's move it on, the third game. Oh god, I'm even worse at this. Snake, rattle and roll. Right. So, this game, right, year 1990. One of Rare's most critically acclaimed titles on the NES. So it's basically an isometric platformer where you're like a snake, I guess. Yeah, and you've got to basically eat enough items, and then an exit opens up and you move to the next level. Described as programming genius, and it's, you know, really popular to this day. I be honest with you, I hadn't actually ever played this before reading about it, so you know, I didn't know much about it, but apparently it really is a popular game on the system. So you start off with just a head. You've got to basically scoff as much as you can. If you go in the water, like straight away something's coming to get you up. So you've got to keep moving. Just don't. Bizarre. I don't really get what's going on as such. I know the more you eat, you're a bit like you know that like that centipede game where you just get longer and longer. So your tail grows, but that jumping foot thing's a pain in the ass. I think that's the exit there, but getting it to open is a different kettle of fish. Don't know what this is. So it's coming to stomp you all the time. Boom. Don't know how to get up there to get that time. So does anyone, if anyone's sort of played this game and it's one of their favourites, please do tell me. I mean, for me, it's not really my cup of tea as such, but I guess it's probably mainly just because I don't really know what I'm freaking doing on it, but ambling along, aren't I? Is that an exit? Yeah, really don't know how you open these exits. You got me. Music's good. Can't get avoid that foot. Yeah. It's not for me. It's not for me, that one. But, like I say, critically acclaimed. So a lot of people must like it, that's for sure. Right guys, we'll drop onto the last one for tonight, which is Battletoads. Now this really is a good game. So from 1991 this one, so you know, towards right at the back end. I mean, this opening sequence, bloody brilliant. So it was made around the time as when Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were out, so everyone were into Turtles anyway, so that helped. So basically it's a side-scrolling sort of fighter, and it's got a bit of comedy aspect thrown in. It actually turned up as a port on Mega Drive and Amiga as well. Had loads and loads of sort of sequels. If you remember, there's even Battletoads, is it Battletoads versus Double Dragon or something daft. So really was sort of good at the time. We'll crack into it. Let's see what we can do. I just wish we were better on these games. I could show you more, but unfortunately not. I mean, look at that, that's pretty brilliant, isn't it? Some weird stuff in this. I mean, what is this thing? Look at it. What is it? Look at that. So then you can pick its bloody leg up or something. Proceed to bash the crap out of these other, that little gargoyles or something. Take some of that. Yeah, definitely more my cup of tea, this. Beat him up. But again, you know, alright, albeit it were at the end of its sort of, you know, lifespan of the NES, but, you know, gameplay wise, graphic wise, music wise, absolutely ace. You know, I mean, I wouldn't mind betting that this sort of pushed its technical ability, surely, this game, because the way it moves is it's literally just like an arcade game. You know, there's no, I mean, I know this is emulated, but if anything, emulation will just slow it down, not speed it up. Let's change it over here. That's it, get down that waterfall. Oh. So he's trying to get you in his crosshairs and you've got to, I guess, I don't really know what the fuck he's supposed to do actually on this bit. Oh, that's it, throw that in. I mean, come on, I mean, that's absolutely fantastic, innit? Not mine, not mine. Level 2? God, I've actually completed a level. I mean, look at the variety on these levels. I don't know if this is a bonus level or... Take that. Ah. Oh, bloody hell, what's this? I don't know, but it electrocuted me. Shoot. Not going to go that easy, is it? Okay. Another one. Ah, knocked away. What do you think to that then? That were a belter, wasn't it? That best at bunch for me. That by by a long way. Right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. So that were 4 games by the developer Rare that we all come to know and love on Speccy. Another night this week I will do. Which one should we do? Quite a few to go at, actually. Let me just have a look. I think we'll do next. We'll do Capcom. We'll have a look at 4 of the sort of the finest ones on Capcom, and see what you think to them ones. Right, guys, thank you as usual ever so much for watching, and I'll see you later on in the week. Long live retro.